Hey folks, Kevin here with Fabric AI, and this is a tutorial video of how to do transcription with your app. And so I'm going to show you what this means and what we're going to build right from the start. So here we go. I'm in Fabric and I want to record a transcription to post to this agent that I have here. So I'm just going to start to show you how it works. So here we go. I'm going to hit the control button. What is the latest new Hacker News post? So you can see here that it transcribed it and sends that transcription off to the AI model. And what you're going to see is, here we go, here's the response. And then, similar to this right here, you're going to see it's going to return the transcription and then automatically call that transcription for me in a second here. Here we go.
The latest new post on Hacker News is titled, JWST confirms we have no idea why the universe is growing the way it is, by the user Brajeshwar. The article discusses the findings from the James Webb Space Telescope, which suggests significant uncertainties in our understanding of cosmic expansion. You can read the article here, h//.livescience.com/cosmology/James Webb Telescope confirms huge crisis in our understanding of cosmic expansion. This post currently has a score of 1 and no comments yet.
There you go. So you can see that I was able to record my transcription. It went to the AI and then it returned and actually gave the transcription back to me of the response and auto-played it. So I'm going to show in this tutorial how to build this and what the kind of background of this, why I wanted to build this. So to start, I know that many of you know that ChatGPT has a real-time API. What is this? A real-time API is just this. I'm going to show you how it works. Hi there, can you tell me how this works?
Of course. I'm here to help you with information, answer questions, and assist you with tasks. You can talk to me just like you would with a friend. If you need any specific information or want to get something done, just ask. If there's a...
So you can see this is pretty cool. It's recording again. I'm going to stop this. Here we go. There we go. So this is very cool. I thought that this was a very interesting use of AI. I use this, the real-time API, just to kind of have conversations and have thoughts about different ideas, programming ideas that I have, or marketing, or all sorts of ideas. And so I really wanted to be able to use that functionality in Fabric. And so I'm going to show you how I did this and why it's a little bit different than what this real-time API uses. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the real-time API. So I think it's super powerful. There is documentation. I will put this in the show notes of the real-time API. You can absolutely integrate this into your systems, but I will point out one thing. So I use a lot of tool calling, and this uses kind of its own technique for calling tools. And what Fabric uses is the assistance API. So I pre-create the assistance. I add all the tools to the assistance, and so this is a little bit different and would require a little bit more kind of integration to use. And so I really just wanted to use my existing kind of infrastructure with the assistants to integrate with those as opposed to integrating with this real-time API. So like, for example, if the real-time API was able to leverage the existing assistants, I would definitely use it, but it doesn't. So it is what it is. So anyway, the real-time API does have a lot of cool stuff in it, like turn detection and that sort of thing, where what I just showed you in Fabric definitely does not do any of that, right? It just basically, you can record what you have with the control key, and then once it returns the audio file and then auto runs it. You can also run it again here by clicking this play button. So that's kind of the difference here between what this video is going to show you how to build and the real-time API. I would definitely suggest, if people want like a really robust solution, to look at the real-time API. If folks want this kind of solution where it's more custom, I'll show you exactly how this was built. So there is one API, I guess, that we use, which is the audio generation. And, I guess it's technically two, and text-to-speech. So audio generation and text-to-speech. So in Fabric, basically what happens is when I hit the control button, I am generating a audio file. So the audio file is here, and you can see this is an event listener on the key down for the control key, okay? And all that does is basically start and stop the recording. So this is pretty standard stuff. It's using the browser's media recorder library to basically start and stop recording, and then basically takes it and puts the text in an audio file. I'm going to put all the code for this in the show notes so you can have this kind of boilerplate code. But essentially what it does is it stores the audio blob in a file, and then that audio blob file is sent to the server so that you can create a message. Now, there is a bunch of other code that's around this that I'm using in Fabric, which is I'm storing the messages. So this is kind of important for anyone who's building this sort of thing. This is kind of outside the scope of this tutorial, is like your own way of storing the messages, but I'm just going to kind of show the parts that you would need to build this without, walking through exactly how all the messages are stored and all that. So anyway, this is the, you can see here, this is the route that is used to upload the file. And then basically what happens is I transcribe the file. So that's it. And I'm using the transcriptions API, the audio transcriptions API, to create the file or create the transcription, and then I return the actual text. So one thing that I'm doing that could be different from what you might want to do is I'm just returning the transcription, and I'm not actually saving the file to the database. This is the transcription of the text from the user. Because it's not as important to replay the text that you sent. This is this text right here. So what is the latest Hacker News post? You'll notice that there's no like play button around this. You don't really need to hear yourself kind of do that. If folks want to do that, you could save this file to your database. That is different than this. So this transcription file is saved to this message that's returned. So I'm going to show you how that works here. So after this file is sent, it's sent over to the stream. So I'm using the stream API. So you'll notice when this came back, this part was streamed back, meaning like as the words came back, it showed up here in the browser. And so what happens is that all happens. And then at the end, after that's all done, it calls this function, which is message to speech. So it takes in the message that's returned. That's this guy right here. So the latest post on Hacker News. And that basically is creates a file, and then that file is stored. I'm using Supabase to store this file in the database with a timestamp. And so every message, I'm going to open up Supabase here and I'm going to show you. Every message, kind of small here, has an audio file URL. So you can see this URL. I opened up one. Oh, no, I didn't. Here, we're going to open up one here and copy that and put it here. I'll show you. We'll try this one. Or actually, you know what? Let's just try the latest one. Here we go.
The latest new post on Hacker News is titled JWST confirms we have no idea.
So you'll see that that's stored in the database there. So for that message, which is this message here, it attaches it to the database. So basically what I'm using is I'm using the audio, the transcriptions API to transcribe the user, and then I'm using the audio speech API to transcribe the message that's passed back from the AI after it streams. So it streams it first, then gets the final message, sends it to this speech method, and then creates the auto recording and saves it in the database. So I know there's a lot of high level stuff going on here as far as like after the transcription or after the streamed response. That is not kind of for this video, but I just wanted to show this like the high level architecture, and I will put the code of how to do the message to speech, how to do the transcription here. But that's the high level details that allows us to do stuff like this. So let's try it again. What is the top Hacker News post? So there you go. It transcribed that and it sent it back to me. You can see that was very quick. So here we go. Now it's getting the tools, and this is actually the stream, okay? And then here, when you see it come back, now is when it's checking for, now it's transcribing this response. So it does take some time, right? So there we go. So it just came back.
Top post on Hacker News is titled Launch N Double.
There you go. You can see that the score actually increased from 31 here from previous to 43. So still the top post increasing in the score. So that makes sense. So anyway, this was a kind of very high level overview of how I'm using the audio, OpenAI's audio API to generate, basically allow this functionality of you talking in the browser and returning an audio transcription file here, so you can play back whatever the AI comes back, similar to the real-time, but not using the real-time API. So that's super important. This is using the assistance API to generate this. So anyway, I'll put all the code here, or most of the boilerplate code, in the show notes so that folks have it, and links to the APIs that I used, and all the extra information. So thanks for watching.